So I got on the topic earlier and realized I wasn't going to have time to finish explaining myself when it comes to how reliant we are on our devices, on our smart devices. I mean, it's not a big breakthrough to say, people are just so quick to ask Google now, but being a teacher, I see it more and more today, even in class, unprompted. We're talking about traveling to experiencing different cultures and what learning about different cultures can teach us. And I was asking the students, some ways that we can learn about other cultures, and people are giving really great responses. Like, you can read about them, and you can travel to them, and you can ask people who are part of those cultures. Like, you can, all these different ways to learn about a new culture. And then somebody says, look it up on the internet, ask Google. And they even said word for word, the all-powerful Google. And now the kid that was saying it was aware, more self-aware than some others, but there are kids in my class that hear that all-powerful Google and they think that is true. Like, Google is the end-all, beat-all knower of everything, and that's simply not, I can't say it's not true, because you can find every piece of information you need to know, or most of what you need to know, on the internet. But there are some things that come from face-to-face interaction and reading a book and traveling to places that you cannot get from the internet. And kids are just losing that more and more every single day, year by year, generation by generation. And we're not doing anything to stop it. As intelligent people, as people who grew up, my generation is likely one of the last to grow up or to experience childhood without instant information, instant knowledge, instant whatever, fill in the blank. Like, after us, it's done, and we need to preserve that. Not just be upset by it, or by the fact that people are getting lazier and wanting things to be given to them now and have this information and are becoming tech savvy and everything's digital. Like, there's something to be said for all of that, certainly. Absolutely. But there's also an aspect of life that you cannot put on a screen. And I know there are more people out there than me that are a little peeved by this, but how do we combat that? I'm doing the best I can with 25 kids at a time, year by year. Got 125 kids under my belt by this point. 150 after this year's done. But that's a very small sample size when you're thinking of the world as a whole and how fast we're progressing. And I don't want to limit technology. I just want to use it responsibly. And I want these kids to use it responsibly and not rely on a battery to get them to where they need to be. So here it is again. If you're a parent that grew up without these technologies, don't allow your kids to become consumed by them. If you're a teacher that wants to teach these kids how to use technology appropriately, great, but please learn it yourself before you do. If you're a student or a child that thinks that your iPhone or your Android or your Xbox or your computer is life, open your eyes, go outside, do something to stimulate yourself beyond just clicking and swiping and tapping. Please. I'll talk to you tomorrow.